We're in 2022 after Fortnite has been out for 4 years. If you're still making these same mistakes, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know in this video. This is stuff that I still see people making mistakes on to this very day. We're talking about all the dumb and smart moves in this new chapter. Don't forget to use code KenBeans in the item shop, and a quick thank you for everyone supporting me in 2021. If you want to see the goals I have for 2022, look at my Twitter. It's going to be linked down below. And if you like my shirt throughout any point in time in this video, check out the link in the description. Starting out with the first 7 examples in this video are the craziest plays and clips that I've gotten in Arena in the past 2 days. I have around 25 clips in here, and I'm just going to rapid fire through all the quick examples that I want to show you in the clip. It's not going to show you the kill. It may show you the kill, whatever it is. I'm here to teach you the tips and tricks in each clip. Whenever someone's on top of your cone just like this, right after they land, notice how I got this guy so off guard because it all happened so quickly. When I shot him on the way down, I instantly try and claim the pieces right above me so I can edit him into my box where he can't build at all. Having an auto shotty here is a really big W. The most frequently asked question I've been getting recently is how to handle 1v2s in the new chapter. Every single time I have someone trying to 1v2 me, I instantly look to try and piece someone up mad quick and run right in their face. I know that they try and psycho me, so this is a really good play. Notice how I looked at this. The angle that I'm looking at here is actually really important. Lots of people will try and wait till they get closer to the top of the ramp to try and get both the floor and the cone. Just like I'm showing you here in slow motion, see how I claimed it and almost predicted this guy running at me? I timed it all just perfectly to double edit and run right in his mouth and get one quick kill. I eventually got my teammate Alina up and we won the game. Here is one of the single-handed best ways to try and kill someone after you get cracked. This can be very risky, but it works most of the time. One of the smartest plays I make is that after I got cracked right here, if I slow it down for you guys, notice how I'm backing up towards the spot where I think he's gonna drop down on. Since he has 2 pieces above my box, he can't really see where I'm at. As he jumps or tries to land down on my box, that's when I'm jumping out, shooting him, and trying to place the floor before he gets below it. This is one of the single-handed best strats that anyone on Fortnite can do after they get cracked, and I almost got this kill if I didn't choke my shots after, but this was such a good example, I had to include it. One of the smartest plays you can make in Chapter 3 is no matter what shotgun you have, if you miss your swing when you land on someone's wall like this, instantly shoot that wall so they stop everything they're doing and they don't edit on you, and it gives you a chance to try and claim it on the second try. Since these shotguns do so much damage to builds, it really stops people and make them think that you're going to be able to take the wall. If you're still not doing mongrel classics but staying really far to one side so it blocks all that guy's vision, everyone in this new chapter is going to be in an exact situation just like this. People are spraying at you non-stop, and every time you get piece control, they're always going to look to spray right through it. The one thing I do is notice how I'm always playing on the edge of builds to be able to place a new wall to stop the pressure. A smart thing to do in 2022 is to always move around the box and always be ready to place the wall, especially on a person who's spraying. Towards the end of 2021, I started doing this, and this is what really is going to help you in 2022. Realize what edit you're making in the moment. Notice how I was doing an edit here, but I stopped everything I was doing because I knew that it was going to cause a 50-50. I tried to go for a different edit, but at least I didn't take damage. Every single time someone places a wall and they're on a stair like this, by now, if you're in this position, you need to start jumping up to cone them. Don't look for the double edit though, because they're going to be expecting that. Look to pre-box them in another spot. This guy was absolutely lost because he thought that he was going to get a free box going out the back. Let me tell you something right now. If you want someone to never edit on you when you're trying to take a wall, this is what you need to do. As you watch this, take notes because I'm playing the most aggressive I will ever be playing. Notice how whenever I think this guy's going to make an edit on me, I instantly switch up to a new wall to try and take it. I'm trying to put pressure on all the different types of walls he has so that I can try and take one without him realizing it. By the time I got to the 3rd wall, notice how when I went to go to the 4th one, I faked it, came back to the wall that was one shot, and I took it in one swing. That's because he probably wasn't expecting me to look at that wall. And these auto shotties do hit big if you can hit them with all pellets. Here's one tip that I started doing to never get coned after I try and take a wall and I don't get it. I land on this guy's box, but notice how after I swung twice with my pickaxe, I took a risk because now I'm at a disadvantage. He can cone me and get a shot. Every single time you do this, don't be greedy and try and do it again. Go off that stair and then try and take it from a different spot. That's what led me to not get shot, but he ran away, so I'm still in the same position. Every single time someone runs to rebox up, if you jump down on a freshly built wall, chances are they're going to be ready for you. That's exactly why when I took out my pickaxe, I instantly moved to a new wall to try and take the other one. Even better, when I placed the cone inside the box, I ran to the complete right side, not even worrying about shooting the guy yet. This is how you're going to win fights in 2022, by outsmarting people by watching this video. Whenever you're enclosed in an area like this, in a building, in a house, never try and full send in someone's mouth, especially if you have builds to play off. No matter how he sprays at me, I'm always prepared to reset stuff. I'm going to talk about this quickly another time, but if you slide in all the time, this is the best way to start a 50-50. If you're going to jump in someone's face, start sliding in 2022. About 20 minutes ago, I was just watching Mongrel on stream. Don't be scared to go in the direction of where they came into, because if you do it quick enough, you'll be able to escape and not be in a sticky situation. I will bet lots of money that not a lot of people do this. Here's a perfect example of timing in fights that not a lot of people are implementing. It's an off-spawn fight. We're both shambles. I know this guy doesn't have a lot of mats. Oh my god, I can't even stress how many times I've been in this situation and I'm the first one to jump up and we're both gonna trade shots. You see how I was patient? I paused and then let the guy jump up in the air, and then on the way down was when I jumped up. Don't be like a bunny and start leaping all over the place. Control your jumps as much as possible. I always tell people to create 2 boxes on Fortnite, but one thing I don't tell you guys is to always be prepared to shove a wall in between that box. That's exactly why I was able to end this fight and shove my AR right through that guy's face. The next guy rolls up, we're exchanging shots back and forth. One dumb trap play that people always tend to fall into. Every single time you're in a position where there's a stair and a wall just like this, every single time this guy is going to try and open up an edit. That's exactly why you saw me dip down to the right so he misses the shot. You need to start placing 2 ramps on 1x1s just like this. It's such a simple strat, but it throws the person off of thinking which side you're going to land on. And even after I get piece control in chapter 3, people spray with their SMGs, which is exactly why I started to dip off that stair and just let them sit in that box. I let them make the move. He ran up. I instantly cone him, and then the SMG goes straight to his face. Attacking a 1x1 in this spot just like this is one of the best things you could do for yourself. One move that's so dumb that I keep falling for is every time I exploit into a guy's box, they have their shotgun out. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. And one thing I need to start doing is holding the stair before I try and make a quick edit. I could have lined up a different stair edit so that I didn't take damage. I'm not sure if I explained that right, so just as a recap, when you jump into a box and you see someone with a shotgun, if they have it out and they're looking at you, that's when you want to pause and hold the stair edit. If they're lost and confused, then you can whip that stair edit into a 50-50 and get a kill. Furthermore, into the recap, we talked about timing jumps, we talked about tips to exploit into people's box, we talked about how to counter 1x2s when someone else is in the box, and I gave you a real-time tip to quickly analyze the edit you're about to make, and if it leads to a 50-50, you switch it up into something different. If you're box fighting in the air and you still don't shove cones in people's boxes, you need to start practicing this because you're a little behind the meta. It puts pressure up, but notice how I was getting third-partied. I'm literally yelling at you guys about what you should do in Fortnite, but the second you get third-partied, notice how I instantly position myself so that he's in the middle of it. That's the easiest way to not get third-partied and continue putting pressure up. This is by far one of the most annoying plays that anyone will ever make on you. I'm not lying. Multiple people than just this guy have done this to me. They use their shotgun like a battering ram to run at my face, and then the main gun they kill me with is their SMG. I'm gonna be honest with you, I got outplayed, but I clipped it to show you guys because this is a really good strat. How many times have you been in a box with someone, there's a stair above your head, and you want to trap them in the box or drop them down so that they can be in there and you 50-50? Every time you do this, if you want to throw them off, make sure that your back is fully against the wall so that they phase through and they get all messed up and you could shoot them. This isn't the best example of that, but this is one of the more recent ones that I had that really does work in other fights. So for the past 4 videos in chapter 3, I've always included me jumping into a rift because the POV is just so satisfying to look at. Nonetheless, speaking of being in the air, whenever you have these spideys, you need to start jumping in people's faces with full confidence. We all know the audio's trash. No one is expecting that, and no one's gonna be able to time you exploiting in like this. Here's a meme called "Let That Sink In." Now, I don't know why this reminded me of this, but every single time there's an SMG sprayer, they always want to come in just like this sink. No matter what they do, they're gonna key into your box and try and get that kill. This is what you need to start doing. Let them come in because you're gonna be out. Start swapping places with people who come into your box like this and want in, because this is one of the best ways to avoid getting sprayed to death, especially in chapter 3. Remember how I told you the guy had his shotgun out, so I didn't expect it? Here's where a guy had his SMG out, and I know this is prime time to spray in your face. Be prepared, and that's exactly why I said, you want a 50-50? I'm with it, and I shoved it right in his face. Best way to put pressure up is to take one wall and then go to the other side, just like I talked about. Revolve around their box. Once I get the wall, I played patient by giving it a second so I can get a really extended angle and shoot this guy. Notice how I'm timing every single edit I make so that I'm never being able to get shot, and I'm always hugging a right-hand peek. I started this fight out with no blue health, and I killed this guy who was max HP. This is a quick one. I'm not even gonna lie, this guy was piecing me up. He shot me hard, and I was on the run. But your boy has a blue SMG. I heard him take out his pickaxe, and I know that he wants to get up a layer. Even against the sweatiest of players, if you manage to get in their personal space, like literally start hugging a guy, you will take them off guard if 1, you break through a build and start spraying, and 2, they have their pickaxe out at the start. This is when you catch people literally with their pants down, and this is how I was able to come out alive. Here's a great example of how I used this SMG at the perfect time because he had no idea when I was jumping in. If you can time it just right to the point where you're running in on someone and they don't know where you're coming from because they can't see through the walls, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest kills because even with the stair placing, the bullets still bleed through and I kill him. Here's one of the best ways to outplay play almost any single person on Fortnite. I took a little damage on accident, but once he came to drop down on my wall, I was very calm and I wanted him to continue going through with the edit and the piece control. I'm telling you right now, I bet everyone can agree, when you piece control someone up, as you're going through the motions, this is the best time for an SMG sprayer to run right into your face and spray you to death. I'm fighting this guy throwing cones everywhere and I'm trying to get him boxed up by predicting where he's gonna go. But one thing you need to start doing is when you get into a spot just like this, pause the video. This certain spot right here where there's a cone and then this guy has a wall and a stair, you can look at almost a diagonal, place the cone and box the guy up. Every single time, I promise you, this is what you need to start doing. The dumb play was running right at this guy's box because after I get the full piece, I should have backed up a little bit and expected him to charge at me. This play looks flashy, but in fact is one of the most optimal things anyone can do whenever they're in a spot where there's a door right here. When I went onto the stair, I shot this guy and instantly looked to the left and it almost seems really flashy and unnecessary. I knew that I wasn't gonna have good momentum to look at the guy fully and then move off the stair. If I did a quick flick shot, whether I hit or miss, I would look the other direction to keep my momentum going. This is a live tip that I mentioned on my Twitch channel when it happened in the moment, and if you want more stuff like this, make sure you check the link for my stream down below. Here's a quick one-time example of me getting shots, piece controlling a guy, but I knew that he was spraying at me, so I swapped places with him. This is what I mentioned earlier, but here's yet again one clean example. Here's one beautiful tip. I saw that we were getting third-partied in a build fight, so I ran underneath the guy's box even after he started cranking. Spraying from the bottom in any position just like this will get you into the box as long as you just walk forward. We're in endgame. Yet again, another build fight's taking place, but one thing you notice is that this guy has a right-hand peek and I don't. What I did here was not wait to see his whole body, but waited to see his toes, and I extended the angle by going more to the right so that he would have to expose himself more so I can see him more and he won't be able to see me as much. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. It's probably pretty big, but this is one of the best months I've ever had on anything I had to do with content creation, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Google+. The support this year, we finished off the strongest I could have ever finished off. We got 2022 starting and I'm going to have a 100-tip video coming soon, probably the next video. I'm excited to grind and I'm excited to grow. Don't forget to check out my Twitter if you want to see my goals for 2022. I absolutely love you guys. Consider hitting the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. Peace.